We planned for me to move back in, but one question in counseling made my wife confess everything. My wife and I have been married 6 years, no kids, and last July, we hit rock bottom. I work graveyard shift, 11 p.m. to 7 a.m., so I come home wiped out and sleep during the day. For years, that routine worked because she was gone at work while I slept. Then the pandemic hit, and she started working from home full-time. Overnight, our apartment turned into her office right outside our bedroom. At 10 a.m., it was loud video calls. At noon, it was meetings, and in between, it was music, calls with her mom, and the vacuum. I'd wake up angry and ask if she could keep it down, or work in the living room for a bit. She'd roll her eyes and say, "I have a job too. The world doesn't revolve around your sleep." After that, we were tense all the time. By dinner, we barely spoke. We'd sit across from each other on our phones, chewing fast, avoiding eye contact. It didn't feel like a marriage. It felt like two angry roommates. One night, we had another bad fight, and I finally said we should separate for a while now. Just space. Just time to cool off. Then come back and decide what to do. She didn't pause. She just said, "Yeah, that sounds good." That quick yes hurt more than the fight. My job was offering hotel rooms to essential workers, so we wouldn't bring anything home, so I took one. Before I packed, I asked one simple thing, because I wanted zero confusion. Are we seeing other people during this time, or are we staying only married while we work on ourselves? Her face went red, and she snapped, "Are you serious right now?" She said if that was where my mind went, maybe the marriage wasn't even worth saving. She said she wanted to fix us, not give me a pass to date around. I said I wasn't accusing her, I just wanted clear boundaries. She turned away and walked into the bedroom without answering me. So I left for the hotel with my bag and my stomach in knots. The first week alone was rough, and our texts stayed cold and practical. When I went back once to grab work shirts, she stayed in the kitchen and didn't look at me. I asked how she was doing, and she said, "Fine, this is probably for the best right now." After that, I stopped trying to talk in circles and focused on changing. I started therapy twice a week, and my therapist kept circling one thing. The night shift was crushing me. I was always tired, always on edge, and I took it out on my wife. So I talked to my boss and switched to day shift. It changed everything. I slept at night, ate real meals, and stopped feeling like I was living in a fog. I learned how to talk without lashing out, and how to set boundaries without being passive-aggressive. At the beginning of this year, my wife and I started couples counseling. The first session was awkward, with both of us staring at the carpet and picking at our nails. The therapist asked what we wanted, and my wife said, "I want us back. I just need space to breathe." I said, "I want us back too. I just need respect and peace in my own home." Week after week, we owned our mistakes and made plans that felt real. We got homework, like checking in once a week without blaming each other. One day I asked, again, "Do we need any ground rules while we're apart?" And she just said, "We're here to heal. Stop digging." The therapist told us to focus on what we could control, so I swallowed it and kept working. I told her about switching shifts and therapy, and she seemed proud. She said she was also working on herself and learning to compromise. After months of work, we agreed I'd move back in next month and give the marriage a real second chance. We even talked about simple rules like no phones at dinner and quiet hours if I needed sleep. Last week, we walked into our regular session, and the therapist smiled and said she was proud of our progress. Then, right at the end, she asked a question like it was a checklist item. "Before we wrap up, have you both fully ended any relationships you may have had during the separation?" I laughed because it sounded random to me and said, "What relationships? I didn't see anyone." The room went quiet. I looked at my wife, and she was staring at the floor with her hands clenched in her lap. The therapist turned to her and asked softly if she wanted to answer. My wife whispered, "I thought we were on a break." My stomach dropped. The therapist asked how many people. My wife started crying and said she didn't know. She didn't keep count. Maybe 5 or 6? I stood up, walked out, and didn't say a word. My phone started buzzing right away. She was calling and texting, saying we never clearly said we couldn't date other people. She said I asked about it first, so clearly I had thought about it too. She said she assumed space meant freedom to explore, and she didn't mean to hurt me. I read it all, turned my phone off, and that